Now let's get into this Western Conference. These are some humdingers. I mean, from 1 through 8, you've got good teams, solid teams, teams playing some pretty good basketball. 1 through 8, you got the Spurs, number one seed, versus the Memphis Grizzlies. So very happy for the Memphis Grizzlies. You're talking about a team playing without their best player, arguably, for most of the second half, and they've been rolling. They've been rolling. They've been getting key contributions from guys like Tony Allen. Zach Randolph's been a double-double every game. You got guys like Darrell Arthur coming off the pine, putting in big contributions. Sam Young, Grievous Vasquez getting some minutes. But the key to this series is going to be Michael Conley and what he can actually do against Tony Parker defensively and also generating his own offense and setting things up for the other guys. Tim Duncan, he's still Tim Duncan. He may look like he's about 3, 4 steps slower than the Tim Duncan of old, but still a very dangerous guy. You know what Manu Ginobili is. And you got to give it up to them, man. I mean, Pop, he's going to get some serious consideration for Coach of the Year, may actually win it. I think Tom Thibodeau should win that award, but that's just my opinion. If Popovich wins it, I would not be surprised because no one expected this team to be the best team in the West. Nobody. Now, I don't even think San Antonio expected that. But all they've done is hung around, and they've held serve, man. They've held serve. So I don't think Memphis will have enough to beat them in the series. I think they'll make it an interesting series. It may even go 6 games. So the Grizzlies will get off that snide, that 0-12 snide in the playoffs. They'll win their first playoff games. And the stadium's going to be rocking. FedEx Forum's going to be rocking for Game 3, whether the series is tied, whether they're down 0-2, whether Memphis is up 2-0, miraculously, however that's going to go. So it's good for the city. Glad that happened. And we'll see what happens, man. Memphis is definitely on the way up, but the Spurs will get it done this particular series. The next series that kind of interests me, the Lakers in New Orleans, you know what that's going to be. They'll be tuned up. I don't even think Bynum's health is going to be an issue for them in this particular series. They can beat New Orleans without Bynum. So I think they'll rest him. They may play him a little bit, just to kind of keep him active or what have you, but I think they'll blow through New Orleans, sweep those guys. Not much of a problem there. This series here, though, 3-6, Dallas and Portland, very interesting series. I don't know how much I can believe in this Dallas team right now. It'll be different if they had a healthy Caron Butler, which they don't. I like what Tyson Chandler brings to the party, as far as making this a more defensive-minded ball club. Jason Kidd, I mean, one of the best all-time point guards we've ever had in this league. Still dangerous guy. Jason Terry, very dangerous guy. Dirk Nowitzki, one of the best bigs we've ever had to play this game. There's no question about it. Ring or no ring, this guy's a threat. This guy's a problem. I just don't know what they're going to be able to do against Portland. Portland, very young athletic team, up-and-coming team. I like the addition of Gerald Wallace. He brings a totally different dynamic to this group. They've got guys like Marcus Camby coming off the bench. I like what Wes Matthews has brought to this ball club. And really now you're seeing Brandon Roy, who is clearly the best player on this team, kind of taking a step back. He's coming off the bench now. Not averaging a lot of points, but I look for him to have a big series against Dallas and even be the reason they win this series. So 3 versus 6, I got Portland coming out of this particular one. And last but not least, Denver versus OKC, a 4 versus 5, which it can go either way, man. I know Denver's kind of tailed off a little bit now since the Melo trade, but they've been playing some pretty good basketball. A team that nobody's really talking about. They play a more team-oriented game now. They've got a lot of other guys involved now. You see Kenyon Martin playing with a renewed energy. You're seeing guys like Gallinari contributing. Guys like Wilson Chandler, solid guy. These guys can give you 17, 20 points on any given night. J.R. Smith, a threat to go for 30 at any given moment. You got him renewed. You got him playing with energy. You know what the Birdman brings off the bench. Nene is one of the most underrated bigs in the game in either conference. So it's going to be a tough run for Denver. I think OK City's going to get them just because of the Durantula, man. And this guy is not getting enough credit. I know D. Rose has been absolutely phenomenal, but we're talking about a guy that's leading the league in scoring for a second consecutive year. He's a threat. He's a problem. Westbrook's going to be an issue. I don't see Denver having anyone that they could put on him to stop him or slow him down. And I think that's a problem that the next opponent will have trying to stop him as well. So I've got OKC coming out of this particular matchup. And that's going to lead us to a OKC. No, it's going to be LA and Portland. I'll fast forward. My bad. LA and Portland in the next round, and then the Spurs and OKC. I think OKC will be a little bit too much for the Spurs. I've got them actually upsetting the number 1 seed in the next round, and they'll actually advance to the Western Conference Finals. Portland and LA, it's going to be a great series. and I know Portland's going to give LA everything they have. You know, I love what Aldridge is doing. This guy's playing out of his mind. He's a guy with Chicago would have kept, but that's an argument for another show. I'm not going to get into that. LaMarcus Aldridge is going to be an issue. If the Lakers don't have a healthy Bynum and or Pau Gasol, well, Pau Gasol, he can't really do much with them anyway. All he can hope to do is outscore this kid because he's a double-double. He can go for 30 at any given moment. If Bynum's not healthy, that's going to be an issue for these guys. Because the thing about Portland, they've got big players they can throw at LA as well. You know, they've got a guy like Marcus Camby they can come with. You know, Aldridge. Jerzeeworld, he's 6'9". He plays, you know, bigger than he really is. So they've got some length. You know, they got the Batum kid. You know, Rudy Fernandez comes off the bench and gives them, you know, great production. Dre Miller, one of the most underrated point guards in the game. You know, nobody's really giving these guys credit. And Brandon Roy always plays Kobe, you know, well when he's healthy. So hopefully he's healthy. He can make it a series. But I think the Mamba and company will be too much for him. They advance to the Western Conference Finals. And in a rematch of an earlier series from last year, I got OKC in LA. And I got LA squeaking this one out just because I think the experience will prevail. I like what Kendrick Perkins brings to the party. You know, he's definitely the key ingredient in the Celtics run last year that I think cost them a chance to hoist their 18th banner. So it'll be a tough series. I think the Lakers could ultimately win in 7. They'll fight, get to the finals against the Bulls. So got the Bulls and the Lakers in the finals. You know I'm going with Chicago. I don't see them having any answer for Derrick Rose. And Westbrook is going to give them fits. Westbrook is going to give LA fits in the Western Conference Finals and kind of give us a little game plan of what we can do against LA anyway. I mean, D Rose is just on a mission, man. He really is. People do not understand it. I'm not just saying that because I'm a fan. I promise you. I've been watching these guys all year. I just think they're on a mission. They're not to be denied. They can match up with LA. If Bynum isn't healthy, and it's a good chance that he probably won't be by the time we get to the finals, that's what I'm banking on. So, hey, there it is. I got the Bulls winning it. Got them bringing the cup back to the Shy. And that's what's going down, man. If you don't like it, write me. You know where to find me. You know where to get at me. Holler at me on the Sports Critic on Tuesday nights. You know what it is. It's your boy, man. That's how it's going down. That's the Sportsfam exclusive I got for you right now. As far as these playoffs are concerned, be on the lookout for other things coming from the Sportsfam, man. You know where to find us. www.sportsfam.com. I am the one-man franchise. That's all I got for you. Holla back.